Welcome to and Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva and I'm so happy to have you here with me. And today I'm going to be sharing about perspectives and my take on that. Here's what I've realized, that there's this need by certain people in the world to convince others to follow their own paths, to follow their own beliefs, because they believe that what they believe and what they practice on a daily basis is the only accepted right thing to do in this world, which is not true. Okay, and people have actually gone towards, I mean, look at the world, right now that we're living in, that people are actually fighting and having so much animosity towards each other because they've convinced each other that your beliefs are wrong and my beliefs are right. You need to start following my beliefs because my beliefs are the only accepted truth. Okay, so it's kind of like twisting the other person's arms to accept their beliefs because they've been raised to think that their beliefs are the only beliefs that matter, and that is not true. And here's what I realized, right? So, if you've been born into a certain religion, into a certain culture, into a certain country, right, it means that your particular world perspective, your particular experiences, your beliefs will be forged based on where you currently are, based on your family, based on your day to day experiences that you experience in that particular country, town, or whatever that you live in, right? So, let's assume that there are two people here, okay, and I'm going to represent them with these two pens, so bear with me, okay? So person A is born into a certain country, has been exposed to certain ideologies, right? And they believe that that is the only path that is true because that's all they've been exposed to. And person B, same thing, has been born into a different part of the world, different culture, different people and all that, and has been exposed to other ideologies and believe that this is the only path to truth. This is the only path I'm going to follow because that's the only worldview they've been exposed to. So help me understand this. Why does person A feel the need to make person B accept that person A's beliefs are the only ones that matter, considering that person B has been exposed to a different path all along? That will never work because the only path that's available or viewable by this person B is the only path that they were exposed to, the only knowledge that they were exposed to for their entire life. Okay, and it's completely okay. It doesn't mean that one path is better than the other one. It's just that the circumstances that certain people were born into are different. Okay, so what they were exposed to was so different from the beginning until now. Okay, and I'm just talking about this when we take away knowledge or external knowledge that we might get from the internet or from TV shows or music or whatever else you might be exposed to in the outside world. Okay, so person B might find it hard to convince person A might find it hard to convince person B to believe that their beliefs or their path is the truth because first of all there's such a separation in their beliefs. They were born into different circumstances, so there's no part that their beliefs will ever meet and come into one. But here's the thing, right? Now, in this day and age that we live in, we're exposed to so much information out here. Okay, so living in ignorance is actually a choice for most people. It's only that most people are like, they're very comfortable in that. That's their comfort zone. They'd rather not know what is out there. So they're going to continue living their life like that and continue defending their existence till the death because that is all they know. But if person B so chooses to try and look back and try to understand what person A is trying to say, or maybe get curious enough to try and venture into person's A path and see what that is about, see, now that's the beauty of it all, right? So it's not now a matter of person A trying to convince person B to join their path or else. Now it's person B making that choice to walk over to person's A path and figure out, like, is this path the right for me? Like, can I just check it out? Can I have a feel for it? And that's how basically life is supposed to work. Okay, when we sit in our tight little nest, in our little comfort zones, and we don't want to venture out into the world and figure out what's actually available for us, we don't get exposed to so much info, and there is so much information out here. Okay, if you're so limited in your thinking, limited and holding on to your beliefs because it's so safe for you, you'll never be exposed to what is actually possible for you if you just learn to expand your mind. That can only happen if you're actually curious. And you know the beauty of this? Person B might discover the person's A path was actually right all along. Like it was a perfect path for person B and maybe even easier than whatever they were exposed to. But they'll never know that had they not gotten the courage, had they not gotten the curiosity enough to venture into this path and try something new. And the beauty of it all also is they don't even have to give up what they've been exposed to all their life. They could go check out person's A path and realize, like, yo, your path doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go back to what I know because for me, that makes more sense than whatever you're trying to tell me. Again, we do have choice, we do have free will to make those choices for ourselves. And for most of us, I know it's not available for all of us, but for most of us, we do have that choice to choose what path is most acceptable. So don't stay so stagnant in your path, just believing that this is the only thing that's available to me. You gotta expand your mind. And what I've come to realize is that when now we're working on a spiritual perspective, the minute we start acquiring or getting curious about what is actually available to us, the more and more the universe expands that knowledge for us. I know from my experience, when I started my path into my spiritual or personal development, there's certain ideologies that I used to think was so weird because what I had been exposed to all the way from childhood taught me otherwise. So when I was hearing different people telling me different stories, I'll look at them and judge them. I used to judge, right? I look at them and judge them and think that they're so weird. Their knowledge or their information that they were sharing with me didn't make sense because I hadn't been exposed to that. Like because of my curiosity, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit and listen, okay, and learn and try and find my own truth in my own way. And I did through meditation and so many other practices that I tap into on a daily basis. And it's only by doing that that the truth became more and more available to me. So now when I was expanding my consciousness, like it's kind of like when you're expanding your mind, your consciousness or awareness grows together with you, and the more and more information is available to you. So things that didn't used to make sense to me when I was beginning my journey, right now they make total sense. It's like I don't know why I had so much struggle accepting that, because for now I've expanded my consciousness so much to the point that it actually makes sense to me. And the more and more I do that, the more and more the universe is expanding its knowledge to me. I'm getting access to certain information that I didn't even know existed. Information that was created 10, 20, a couple of years ago. But because I wasn't in that consciousness before, I couldn't have located that information just then, because it will never have made sense to me. And if you're watching this video, take this again as a sign that your consciousness is ready for receiving this kind of information, because I believe that the information that we get only comes when you're absolutely ready to listen to it. Okay? When we're actually ready to sit and not judge and not turn our eyes behind it, that's when we're actually able to comprehend. It's not that the information has been hidden from us, it's actually available to everyone. It's only that most people don't have the consciousness or the awareness to understand what is actually being told to them, because they're going through life like closing their ears, like I don't want to know, I don't want to know. But it doesn't have to be like that. The minute you take out your little fingers out of your ears and start listening to what is true and available to you, the more and more you'll discover the magic and the beauty in this world. And that's how I want you to look at it this way, right? That one, just because you've only been exposed to one path all your entire life, it doesn't mean that that path is the most true path for everyone. Okay, you need to be accepting to the fact that, or understanding to the fact that other people have also been exposed to different information based on their particular culture that they were born into, their country, their beliefs, and all that. So you need to understand that people are different in that way, and they don't have to accept your path, and you also don't have to accept their path. Okay? And you can only judge another person if you've walked a mile in their shoes. Okay? If you've at all gotten a feel of what their culture talks about or what their religion talks about, and you've sat down and actually thought about it and determined your own truth, then you can actually concretely say and stand up and say, that path is not the right path for me. Again, don't say that that path is wrong. It is not wrong. Okay, just say that that path is not what I believe in, and I'm okay with where I currently am, and that's completely acceptable. So I hope I've put your mind, I've changed your mind a bit about this, or I've given you an interesting way to analyze things going forward. Okay, get curious, get out of your comfort zone, get to discover what is actually available to you, and watch the universe expand its knowledge to you. I love learning. Like I say, I'm a lifelong learner because I'm so curious about learning about everything. I want to know the secrets of the universe. And this is me actually declaring and making that statement to the universe that I'm ready to learn. And the minute I do that, the more and more that knowledge is getting exposed to me. Okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you've enjoyed my video for today. Let me know down below what your favorite part of this video was. I always love to hear from you guys. And for now, I'm just sending you so much love and so many virtual hugs. And I do hope I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.